Bedor, and I'm the Director of Planning and Economic Development. I'm also the Executive Director of the Housing and Redevelopment Authority for the City of St. Paul. And on behalf of Mayor Coleman, Deputy Mayor Paul Williams, who is here, and our HRA Board Chair Dave Thune, and our other HRA Board Commissioners, I want to welcome you to this great, exciting day of the opening of the Lofts at Farmers Market. This is a 58-unit project in the heart of Lowertown neighborhood. We really had an opportunity here to really make a statement about what was possible in terms of development in Lowertown. So we are really proud of the fact that we have elected officials that had vision and the wherewithal to take advantage of new opportunities in the marketplace to build something like this in Lowertown and get rid of an ugly hole in the ground. So we're really excited that this has happened. But the high quality of this project only happened because of the quality of our team, and I just want to take a moment and acknowledge the people here who worked on that. And they're quite extensive. So we've got Mary Durseth and Jenny Bolton from Kennedy and Graven, Kathy Aho from Springstead, a lattice led by Bob Lux, but his great consultants, Brian Grecky and David Hunt. I will say David Hunt was our owner's rep. Couldn't have done it without you, David. Did a great job of really looking at those details for us. Doherty, we've got Frank Hogan and David Duran here. Thanks for coming. Our architect, Urban Works Architecture, Noah Bly, Todd Elkins, David Halen, Bart Nelson. Our interior designer, Jerry Ewald, picked out that great, all the furnishings in the lower level looks fantastic. Our contractor just did an excellent job for us, Shaw Lundquist. We've got Tom Myers, Paul Nelson is here today, Tad Ulrich and Ted Ung. Our artist, and I'm going to butcher his name, Josh Sarentitis, who did the wonderful murals that you see in front along the street. Our property manager, Pinnacle, who's just done a fantastic job marketing and leasing up our project. Tom Backstrom, Chris Anderson, Nate Schmicke, and others. And then Rob Clapp is our broker for our commercial space with Summit Realty. We also had some other funding partners on this project, and this would not have happened without their support as well. The Met Council, Beth Reed, Guy Peterson, Paul Burns, who's here today, Deb Jessen, and Marcus Martin. We also have John Commerce, who you'll hear from later, and Rich Kramer, who are our St. Paul reps on the Met Council board. And then Deed was also a key partner for us in terms of cleanup dollars. Meredith Udoybach and Terry Dahlbeck really worked hard to make sure we could retain those dollars for this site. And then I just want to acknowledge that all of our economic development work and this kind of a project, even though it's housing, really does spur other economic development, really happens in St. Paul through a group of us that sit and work together. And those include the St. Paul Port Authority, the Chamber, the Riverfront Corporation, I'm sorry, I'm blanking on one. Pardon me. But anyway, we've got somebody from the Chambers here today, and we appreciate them coming. And last, I just want to acknowledge the P.E.D staff that worked on this. Al Carlson is our housing director, who touches everything related to housing in the city. We have our two staff, Amy Spong and Christine Bulwer, who staff the HPC, the Heritage Preservation Commission, who spent a lot of time ensuring that what we did build fit into the fabric of the historic Lowertown. And we appreciate their work and that of the HPC board. And then last but not least, Diane Nordquist. Where's Diane? Right back here. And Diane is our lead project manager. And some of you may have been project managers on any kind of construction project. It's quite detailed. And there's a lot of nuances that you really need to understand. And this is Diane's first project, probably her last, because I don't think we're going to be doing a lot more development. But Diane just did an outstanding job of making sure that the end product here was something that the city and the HRA could really be proud of. So I just want to acknowledge your work, so thanks. So again, while we had a great team, a team needs a great leader, and we really needed to have a leader here with vision, who was going to be a champion, a leader, and really drive this project home. So I give you Mayor Chris Coleman.
Cecile has done a really good job of thanking everyone who played a role in this, including her great staff that was so instrumental in this. But can we actually acknowledge the person that really led this effort, who did just an amazing job of keeping this project on task, rescuing it from the grave on a number of occasions. At the same time, she was also rescuing the Penfield project from the grave and about 14,000 other things that she was doing. I think certainly by longevity, she is now becoming she's somewhere one or two in terms of longevity of head of planning and economic development. But in my mind, second to none in terms of the accomplishments that she has been able to achieve in her tenure here. Let's give Cecile a round of applause. because it is great in St. Paul. This is, I'm getting a little, I'm almost kind of giddy. I've been going to so many unbelievable things that have been happening in the last, I was just at a ground, or kind of a unofficial ribbon cutting for a project up in the Frogtown neighborhood that the Port Authority did. Last week we were at Gerdeau Steel with a $50 million expansion of their facility down there. We continue to see the progress on the depot. Obviously we're getting closer and closer with every passing day to having Central Corridor light rail line being completed. We will finalize the financing on the Penfield project with the Lunds Byerly store in it. We have the regional ballpark that will be under construction soon. We have Payne, Maryland that will hopefully get under construction up on the east side. We have Cosetta's underway on West 7th Street across the city of St. Paul. There are so many projects going on, so many exciting things. And it wasn't too long ago that we stood just across the street. 2 years ago, we would have been looking back on a hole that had been sitting here for several years sometimes I thought we'd never figure out how to fill that hole. We would never figure out how to actually get this project started again. And yet we persisted. We overcame one of the worst economic recessions in the history of this country. We have fought financing challenges and market challenges and all kinds of things. And we have consistently battled, and we have consistently won, and we have consistently moved the city of St. Paul forward. And that is pretty damn exciting. I'm just so proud of what we've done. So this is great. And now we have these beautiful apartments here. And I have to say, so this is the first time I've been going by since we restarted construction, watching this come out of the ground, the beautiful artwork on the outside of the building, mirrored by the beautiful artwork inside the building, but just first rate, first class, first quality. This deck here, I'm not leaving. The only thing we're missing is someone bringing us champagne, I think would be nice. I was told that there was some talk of having a baby grand piano up here for the celebration. Maybe that was a little over the top, but it's almost, champagne and a baby grand piano, I think would be perfect, really, when you think about the celebration that we have here today. Thank you all who have been a part of it. Thank you all that believe in the city of St. Paul. For the residents of this building that are going to be able to partake in the wonderful farmers market across the street, go to a ball game in a couple of years down the block, get on a train and go to Chicago or Seattle, just a block away from here. I'm just giddy because these things are so wonderful and so great. Congratulations. Thank you so much. And with that, I want to introduce the council member who has been at the center of so many of these things, representing downtown for his second time, intermingled with this guy for a while, Councilmember Dave Thune.
Well, this is the greatest city in the world, and Chris, you're fast proving to be the greatest mayor in the history of St. Paul. There is so much, that's happened. Chris mentioned a few of them. You forgot the dog park, where his dog was featured the other day. I had another dog that sort of grasped onto my leg during the interview, and that was a little embarrassing, but he knew who his favorite councilman was. I almost can't believe that we're standing here. I mean, how long ago was it we were sitting at a settlement conference trying to figure out, geez, should we work out some kind of a deal? Should we fill the hole with dirt? What are we going to do with the pilings and things? And our staff stepped up and said, we can do this. And there were a lot of questions asked, asking, is it appropriate? But I guess I can tell you right now, anybody that stands here and doesn't think it's appropriate, that we took the bull by the horns, took on this project and did it. And Diane, you're just fantastic in making this happen, because we did take something that was literally nothing. It was below ground level at that point, and turned it into a great part of this wonderful Lower Town community. When I was walking in, I first saw the art on the walls, and I was asking who the artists were, and it was great. And then I ran into somebody with a gym bag and short pants. I said, do you live here? He said, yeah, I sure do. And I tell you, you could have put a camera on that and given us the best advertisement for this place, although we don't need it because it's full. He started talking about what it was like living in this great building, living across the street from the farmers market, and what all of that meant to a whole new generation of people, because he's way younger than I am. But this is the story of St. Paul, and we've only just begun. We're going to continue one project after another, building one neighborhood after another, And in the end, we will continue to have a city that we are so proud of. So thank you, everyone that was involved in this. Thank you, Cecile. Everybody, the contractors. Well, I'm not going to go on and on, but thank you very much, everyone.
I'm lucky to represent St. Paul on the Metropolitan Council, and I'm really pleased to join the celebration today. I want to start by essentially repeating the awarding of credit to the city leaders with whom I'm sharing the podium today. While the Metropolitan Council is certainly a proud partner in this project, it's Cecile, Bedor, Mayor Coleman, Councilmember Thune, and the lengthy list of folks who've been involved in this heavy lift who really deserve the credit. So thanks to each of you who've been involved in making this happen. The Metropolitan Council has been involved in the development of the Farmers Market Lofts primarily as a financing partner, most notably providing grants from the Livable Communities Demonstration Account. The Council partnered with the city in 2002 to assist with land acquisition, and then more recently again to finance a green roof for stormwater treatment on which you're standing on part, street, sidewalk, and lighting improvements, outdoor benches, and permanent bike racks. In my view, the fact that the Farmers Market Lofts are fully leased already is a very strong statement both about the project, its environment in Lower Town, as well as the city as a whole. This site is accessible by 4 bus routes, and as you can see in the background, we're nearly 2/3 complete with construction on the Green Line or Central Corridor Light Rail project, which when finished will cement a link between Lower Town and all that's happening along the route. Concentration of jobs in the region's centers of arts, culture, healthcare, education, and training. Today, 280,000 jobs are located along the Central Corridor, and that's a figure that's expected to grow to about 370,000 in the next 20 years. But what's happening here today and beyond isn't just about jobs or transit-oriented development, in my view. Farmers Market Lofts is a tying together of historic character, access to the river, and a neighborhood where you can reach a huge number of destinations on your feet or on 2 wheels. This kind of development is a response to a growing demand for a range of housing types in an urban environment. Developers are seeing the same opportunities on West 7th Street, on University Avenue, elsewhere in the city, as has already been described, and around the region. St. Paul is well positioned for future growth because the city has many well-connected places that offer a range of these housing choices. These are strengths that more and more Americans, both young and old, are demanding. 60% of Americans would like to drive less and walk more, but 73% feel that they have few ways to make that happen in their current environment. On behalf of the Metropolitan Council, I look forward to continuing work with St. Paul and other cities in the region to encourage production of housing as connected and as high in quality as the Farmers Market Lofts. Again, thanks for the opportunity to be a partner in this project and for the opportunity to speak this afternoon.